Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to our first video for the 830 crew. This will be a recorded D&D session, our first time doing this. Some backstory for myself and the DM who is on the call right now. I'm Lex, and I've been playing D&D for just a few months now. I've been highly addicted to it, and this is going to be a slight unconventional approach to D&D in general, because I'll be controlling these four characters you see on the screen throughout the campaign. And the campaign is called the Bastard Company, which has been created and is from the mind of my friend Ryan. Uh, so Ryan, go ahead and introduce yourself, the campaign, your experience of D&D, and the campaign's overall story and function.
So basically, my experience with D&D is the same as Lex. We've kind of got into it together, so we've kind of learned about it every step of the way together. But with this particular story, this has been a particular story that was in my mind long before D&D. I just found a way to incorporate it as a D&D story. And so this basic story starts off in a kingdom known as Avrindel. Now, Avrindel is run by a completely corrupt and pretty wicked king named Argus the Cruel. And he has a very shrewd and crafty archmage named Sithel. And these two have a major problem on their hands because apparently an evil, wicked cult army known as the Black Dawn is threatening their kingdom. So the Archmage decides to come up with a little plan. And the plan is to take 4 to 6 people from their prisons or from their prison, excuse me, and decide to send them on a mission to destroy this cult. That is where the players come into play. The
Right.
players will each be the one of these prisoners that is brought before the king and his court. So, Lex, perhaps you should introduce the characters before we start.
So, the first character that I created, and we'll be using D&D Beyond, the character sheets, and the interactive dice rolling on the actual character sheets themselves. So let me go ahead and jump over to the website here. So we have, uh, and I know, DM Ryan, you can't see this, so anytime you need to know any specifics from any of these characters, then feel free to ask, which is pretty
Mm-hmm.
common for D&D anyways. Now, we're following 5e rules to the best of our ability. It's really up to Ryan's discretion here. Um, so my first character is Garrus Ulk. He's a human fighter, and let me jump to the backstory of him specifically. Now, if I remember how to get there, it's under notes. There it is. So Garrus Ulk served in the military with distinction, rising through the ranks to become a respected officer trained in the art of war. He led his unit in several successful campaigns, earning a reputation for a strategic mind and bravery in battle. Despite his success, the horrors of war weighed heavily on him, and he decided to retire from military service in search for a more peaceful life. However, his sense of duty and love for adventure remained strong. He soon found himself drawn to the life of an adventurer. With his tactical knowledge and combat skills, Garrus now seeks to protect the innocent and uphold justice while gripping with the ghosts of his past. So that's Garrus, the human fighter. And like you saw earlier, these are his ability scores and standard specs from there. And then the next one is Demon Grax. He's a wood elf rogue. They're all level 1, FYI. That's where we're starting. And let's go ahead and go to the backstory for Damon Grax. He honed his skills in the shadows, serving as a spy for a notorious criminal organization. Quick and agile, he excelled at gathering information and infiltrating secure locations. However, his elven heritage and love for the forest never left him. He created a constant tension between his criminal life and his natural instincts. One day, Damon decided to turn his back on the criminal underworld, using his skills for a noble cause. He now operates as a rogue adventurer, relying on his stealth, cunning to navigate challenges and uncover secrets, all while seeking redemption for his past misdeeds. And then the third out of the four characters I'll be controlling myself, because we don't have four players for this, so that's the real challenge here, is Lopi Marco. He's a human wizard, and his story is Lopi's life took a dark turn when he encountered an otherworldly entity during his magical studies. The brush with the supernatural left him haunted with visions and nightmares that he couldn't escape. However, Lopi refused to let this darkness consume him, choosing instead to use his arcane knowledge to combat the forces of the supernatural. With a deep understanding of the magical arts and persuasive vendetta against the supernatural, Lopi now travels the world seeking to unravel the mysteries of arcane and protect the living from the horrors of beyond. And now the final character is Carson Jax. He is my half-orc ranger, which is an interesting combination. So the final backstory we have is born to a noble human family. Carson Jax was raised in life of privilege, but he always felt more at home in the wilderness than the grand halls of his family's estate. His half-orc heritage provided him with a unique connection to nature. He soon found himself training as a ranger despite his noble status. Carson never shied away from the challenge of the wild, using his skills to protect the land and maintain balance in the natural world. Now, as an adventurer, he seeks to uphold his family's legacy, using his noble's influence, ranger skills to promote justice and protect the wilderness that he holds dear. So we have a Captain Planet kind of character there. Now let's go back to the pictures. We have Garrus Ulk on your left top, and then we have bottom left is Damon Drax wearing the cloak. We have Lopi Marco, which, for my opinion, the name matches the picture perfectly. And then we have Carson Drax, the noble, bottom right. So those are the four characters that I will be controlling to the best of my ability. So there'll be a pretty big challenge here, but I'm super excited to try it and record it. We were originally thinking about doing this just, over Discord or in person without recording it, but I was thinking this might be some fun content to get some feedback and see how it goes and have some fun with it. All right, DM Ryan, are you still there? And are you ready to disclose where
Yes,
my
but
characters are?
now there is one little thing. I mean, but considering the in saving time, we are going to skip a key part. But normally, when creating a character bio, sometimes for this particular story, we usually try to like incorporate a reason for why these people were arrested,
Right.
why these people were in prison in the first place. Because it seems like having a hero that's like the first character you described, but
Yeah.
seems like without describing why he's in prison, it just I but in the essence of saving time and trying to get into this, we are going to skip that part and just get right into the story. So are we ready?
Yeah, I am ready.
All right. So we start our story in the this brisk kingdom in Avrendale, excuse me. And a king has received a horrible message. Now, Argus the Cruel summons his archmage, Sithel, to come to the table and actually discuss what is happening. I have received a horrible notice, Sithel. I am reading this to show that there is a horrible attack that has been committed by the Black Dawn group. We need to stop this group. Sithel responds, yes, my liege, but our armies are not sufficient to prepare an attack while also keeping our castle guarded. The king worries and What do you suggest we do? Sithel responds, I have an unorthodox plan, my liege. It would warrant an order to the city guard. The king is intrigued. What kind of order do you ask? Sithel says, I think we can use some expendable people to use them into taking out the leadership of this cult and hopefully disperse the group without their leadership. The king is weirded by the plan, but yet grows intrigued because it would not be expending any of his personal men. He orders Sithel to make the order to the city guard to bring 4 of their most ruthless prisoners. So, as Sithel makes the order to the guard, 4 men are brought before the court. Sithel introduces these people one by one by pointing to them and ordering them to introduce themselves.
Right.
Sithel points to the first person on the right. You, what is your name?
I'm Garrus Ulk.
You, what is your name?
Damon Drax.
You,
Lopi Marco.
and finally, you.
Orson Jax.
You see, my liege, according to the city guard, these prisoners are among our toughest and most dangerous men. I think we can use them to take down the Black Dawn. And what compels you, or what compels these men to take on this quest? It is simple, my liege. Kaya Kashin of spell suddenly hits all 4 men, binding them with a hue. The hue suddenly dissipates. The men are curious as to what has happened. The king also grows curious as to what he did. What did you do, Sithel? My liege, I have used a very powerful spell to bind them to the task. Whatever you order of these men, the spell will bind them to this task. Should they waver from this task, should they betray you in this task, or should they even dare to put themselves to harm, the spell will completely destroy them from the inside out, slowly and painfully. The king grows intrigued by the possibility of this spell's power. And yet, the king decides to play along. All right. Gentlemen, there is an evil threat that befalls my kingdom. They are known as the Black Dawn. And I am ordering you 4 to go out and destroy them by any means necessary. The 4 men, unable to refuse, agree to the plan. The king then orders the city guards to present them with weapons and gear and whatever they will need. Sithel cautions the king. He says, "My liege, we cannot just simply let 4 prisoners walk from the kingdom. There needs to be a precedent for these people to leave our kingdom." The king looks at Sithel and says, "Agreed. What do you propose?" Sithel ponders for a moment, and yet he comes up with an idea. He says, I have it, my liege. We shall say that these 4 men are a mercenary company that we have hired for this very daunting task. They shall be known as Bastard Company. The king grows satisfied with the idea and says, "Very well, Bastard Company, you are going to destroy the Black Dawn. Now leave my sight." So the 4 men suddenly go to the city guard and the armory, where the city guardsmen will allow them to choose what weapons they decide to use for this quest. As your characters, what weapons do they select?
So, one by one, what they already have, or, equipped from the beginning. Garrus Ulk, the human fighter, he has chainmail, a dagger, 2 hand axes, shield, and a short sword, or he's given them. And next is Damon Grax, the Wood Elf rogue. He has, let's see, arrows, crowbar, 2 daggers, leather armor, a rapier, and short bow. Also thieves' tools that he is given. Then the third we have for Lopi Marco, who is a wizard, FYI. All he has is a quarterstaff and a spellbook that has been given to him, that he was handed by one of the guardsmen. And the last character, Carson Jack Sports, he has similar arrows, leather armor, longbow, mace, and a spear. That's what they are all, I'm assuming, given at this
Yes.
stage. That's what they
Do
will
they
be.
equip any armor?
I will equip. Let's go back to my sheets here. First for Garrus, he'll equip his chainmail. Oh, there, chainmail. Um, shield and his short sword. The rogue Grax will equip his leather armor. Oh wait, there we go. And let's say 2 daggers. Then I'll let I'll let the ranger do the long distance. The wizard equips his quarterstaff. Doesn't obviously just has a cloak. He just has common clothes on. Carson will equip the leather armor and the longbow with arrows. So, oh, I forgot to mention to the viewers, we're not tracking encumbrance, nor are we tracking ammunition, amount of arrows, etc. So, that's what they are. That is what they're all currently equipping. Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
So now
Okay.
I'm standing in the armory. Or we're standing in the armory.
Okay.
Yep.
So now that you are all equipped, what do you do?
Well, I think because I'm controlling all 4 characters, this is not like a conventional method where I'm talking to another player character, so I have to kind of breeze over that stuff. So I'm going to say that the 4 kind of bicker with each other and just maybe make up a game. We'll make up a game plan to see who we should talk to first, to figure out more information on this Black Dawn group cult, and try to see who. Maybe ask the guardsmen. Let me see. I think Garson's a good leader. He's going to ask one of the guardsmen. Well, first, is Sithel still around? Is he in the
No,
area?
Sithel is now back in the keep with the king.
Okay, so
The
now
guardsmen are now the ones watching Bastard Company.
is there a high-ranking guardsman that I can talk
That
to?
that would be the captain of the guard,
Okay,
Leotis.
Leotis. So let me write. Okay, so captain is Leotis. Leotis. I don't know how to spell that. I'm gonna. So Garson. Sorry, Garrus, and I'm sorry. Another. What do you call it? A footnote to the viewers. I may or may not do the voices of each character. I might forget at times, but I'll try to describe what I'm going to say. So I'm going to have Garrus ask the captain, Leotis, where should we start? So we're being thrown into this blindly, and I'm going to be fairly comedic about it to him. How does
Well,
Leotis respond?
now, Leotis says, "What do you need to know about the Black Dawn?"
I will ask him, are they outside the kingdom walls, or have they already infiltrated the kingdom itself?
The Leotis says, "We've had reports of some potential saboteurs in the kingdom, but the city guard is handling that situation. There is a small outpost where there is a small group of Black Dawn fighters. It's in the Yonder Forest.
Okay. Black Dawn. What was it? Yonder Forest?
In the Yonder Forest.
Okay, so we have permission. Can I ask him if we have permission to leave the kingdom to this forest?
The captain of the guard says the king and Sithel, his archmage, have given permission for you to leave the kingdom to go to this outpost.
How, okay, so how close do you think am I from the guards in general? Is Lopi and Carson in murmuring distance? Can they whisper to each other without a guard? I would have to roll for that, I'm assuming,
I
but
mean, you
but
would
I
have to roll I would say roll a stealth check.
I want to ask Carson. I want Carson to ask Lopi something, and it's going to be. Let me pull up my sheet. This would be. Well, even I'm losing track. So Lopi. Sorry, Lopi's my wizard. Carson is going to roll for. Let's see. That would be stealth. Yes. Okay. Um, I'm rolling. I'm rolling if it's successful, right? Like if I'm whispering, that's gonna be the success of it. So
Yeah,
I'm
let me
I'm rolling.
determine.
Yep.
Okay,
Uh,
I have a number.
I rolled 11 with my modifier.
All right, you are successful. You can
Okay.
whisper.
So now this I don't want to co-DM here, but it'll happen at times. I'm gonna have Lopi. I'm sorry, Carson ask successfully whisper to Lopi, asking, "Hey, do you potentially have any counter magic against what we've been spelled or bound to?" So I'm having Carson kind of whisper to Lopi, inquiring about any potential spells that could counteract what Sithel has bestowed on us. So
Hmm.
now, Lopi, again,
Well, yeah, Mister.
this is the challenge of me talking amongst myself. But I'm assuming I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm assuming I can roll for um, if my character knows a spell or not. Lopi Marco.
Mm, no, I mean this
Oh,
this spell is pretty much unbreakable. It's one of the forbidden spells.
okay. So then
So
Lopi will shake his
you
head.
and yeah, so you can roll a 20 and it wouldn't change anything.
Okay, so Lopi is going to shake his head and just say it doesn't. And then I'll have Carson just kind of kick the floor in disappointment. So enough of that. All right, well, I'm going to have the gang follow the captain out to, I'm guessing, the courtyard. If that's where the captain,
Hmm.
I'm going to have Garrus say to the captain, "Well, lead the way. We want to make our way to the portcullis."
The Yonder Forest.
Yep, the portcullis of the castle or of the kingdom to get out.
Hmm. The Captain Leotis says, "Very well," and proceeds to lead the way. As they start to walk through town, they notice that the people are kind of staring at them curiously. Whispers are going about as the people are wondering what your presence is about. You pass the tavern, you then pass the apothecary, you
Uh-huh.
pass the weapons store, and then you make it to the front gate. Leotis turns to you and says, "Well, here we are. I can open the gates if you wish. What do you do?"
I Garrus will nod and say, "Go ahead, we're ready." And then I'm gonna look around to my team, and they are
Yep.
to themselves. But
Leo and so Leotis yells to the guard up the top of the wall, "Open the gate!" And as the gate begins to turn or and roll, the drawbridge comes down slowly, and as it opens completely, the men begin to step through and are heading to Yonder Forest.
Carson is gonna whisper to Garrus, saying, "I hope they know it's called a portcullis."
Hmm.
Smart wisecrack.
Does Okay, so Garrus does not respond.
Garrus just looks to him and shakes his head. So
Okay.
we're walking now in where are we now? We're in a pathway, like a dirt road of sorts, or
Yes.
a gravel
You are in the outskirts of town.
or concrete road.
The farmhouses
Okay.
and a moat.
All right.
Now, Yonder Forest is past the hills to the north.
Okay. Yonder?
Yep. So, do you travel across the hills?
Yes, we do.
Okay. As they begin to travel, there is a stranger that comes and approaches them and inquires who they are and what were they doing in the kingdom.
Hmm. Huh, okay. Our first interaction outside the kingdom. So, a stranger. Well, to make it easier, I'll have Garrus kind of do all the interaction at this point. Um, Garrus will say what it is to you, my friend, to the stranger.
Well, the stranger seems a little bit intimidated and says, "Well, it's not common for people of such caliber to be coming in and out of a kingdom like this, especially since no one actually saw you go in the kingdom."
Oh, think. I'm gonna have Lopi sarcastically say, "Oh, we're just going for a walk. That's all. We'll stretch our legs a bit."
All right, you're gonna have to roll a little bit of a persuasion check.
Yep, I figured. So persuasion. Luckily, I have a +2 on that. Rolling. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that I got my sheets here. Oh, and that was the wrong guy too. I'm so sorry. I don't want to roll. Oh no, that was Lopi. Perfect. Yeah, 13. I
Hmm.
believe. Let me check my history here. Yeah, I rolled a 13 if I can pull it up. Yep.
The stranger does not entirely believe the story, but is yet too intimidated to press any further. So the stranger says, if you're looking for the if you're looking for the Black Dawn group, they are in the north section of the Yonder Forest. They have their leader, Cirrus, or at least the leader of that particular patrol group, is a real vicious character.
Black Dawn Patrol Group.
Yep, it is one of the
Gotcha.
patrol groups of the Black Dawn.
Cirrus?
Cirrus is the patrol leader.
So,
Mm.
I'm gonna have Damon ask the stranger, "And who are you exactly?" To the stranger.
Now, the strain the stranger the stranger relents and says, "My daughter was killed by those men. And if you're there to kill them, then I want to help in any way."
Okay. I'm gonna have Garrus respond, "Well, consider us." Hold on a second. Let me see. That's a little interesting twist. See, originally I thought the stranger. Well, okay. I'm gonna have Garrus just kind of. I'm sure he had his weapon. I have my weapons drawn, but I'm gonna have him put his weapon aside and say confidently, saying, "Well, consider us help. We're gonna go talk to the Black Dawn, see if we can sort out this trouble by any means." To the
The
stranger.
stranger says, "I hope you do more than talk," and then scurries away.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Anyone around us right now?
Nope. Nope. So the hero you now have the choice of continuing on, or you have the choice of go looking around and seeing if there's any more clues.
What's so we're around a farm right now?
You're around the
Little
field.
village? A field. Oh, okay. Uh, let me see. Let me check my my sheets here. Who has the best for that certain thing I'm thinking about? Trying to see which. character. Okay, I'm gonna have, of course, the rogue. I'm gonna have Damon look around for anything suspicious. Um, will that require anything, or is there any unusual sights that are easily noticeable? Or do you want me to
Hmm.
roll for something?
Let's see. Well,
Well, I
you
should
can see
I shouldn't be asking.
if
Sorry.
yeah, if there was any. You should see if there was any clues that
That's what I'm
may
having.
have determined the stranger's identity.
Damon, he's long gone by now, but I'm gonna have
No, the
Damon.
stranger's gone, but
Yeah.
is there any clues to his identity?
What was he wearing?
So roll an investigation check.
All right, I'm gonna do Damon the Rogue. 12.
Hmm.
What is?
Okay. Apparently, you find a little bit of a piece of parchment with a strange symbol on it.
Really?
It's it's like a black crescent line with lines coming out of it, seeming to indicate the look of a sunrise.
All right, so Damon has this now. Let me add it to my. Let me. Well, um. Hmm. Can Damon further study this symbol? Like, does he know about it?
Mm,
Does he have knowledge of it?
not you. It would likely have to inquire about the symbol with someone who has more experience.
All right. So let me add this to my inventory. Uh, inventory. Manage. Is it a custom item? Whoops. I think. Parchment. Parchment. Oh yeah, they do have that as a general inventory. So for Damon, I'm adding inventory to my fatback. And then we'll put a note on there about what you said,
Hmm.
which is, oop. So it has a strange symbol of a sunrise.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, done. Got that in there. Now we're back to our characters. Okay, so
So,
Damon is gonna mention it to Garrus just to give him a heads up what he found, and Garrus will nod in approval and say good job in finding that. And now we are. I believe the group should make their way north at this point.
so you make your way north, and you end up seeing the beginning of yonder forest. It is very dark, a very spooky looking forest, despite it being daylight. It seems like the forest can be full of terrors in the darkness. What do you do?
Darkness. So it's dark even though it's daylight. So I'm guessing the trees are covering the. There's a ceiling of trees. Let me see if I'm gonna do a. Get my wizard real quick. See if we need a. Well, hold on. As an elf, I have dark vision, so
Mm,
I believe I can. Oh, I got my sheets. Uh, where is the perk? Where is the It's features? There we go. Um, Dark vision. I can see in darkness up to 60 feet. Well, we're not really. We're doing theater of the mind, so. All right. I'm gonna. What's his name? Garrus will tell Damon to use his dark vision to lead the way through the forest and stay behind, and for everyone else to stay behind him. And Damon will have to oblige the request. Oh, first, Damon is going to see if there are any traps or strange, anything strange in the path straight ahead.
Hmm.
Damon. So
So you
I'll have
you
to.
end up seeing nothing of particular interest at this moment, but you do start to see that there is a path that has been carved.
Okay. I'd say, is that the only real path to follow?
Judging by the denseness of the forest and the fact that this path looks like it was man-made,
Hmm.
yes.
Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and pursue the caution. Damon will take lead with his dark vision.
All right.
So yeah, we'll proceed. We don't really have a choice at this point.
Yeah. So as you walk this path, you start to hear the noises of animals, alerting your every senses. As you go deeper and deeper and deeper into the forest, you suddenly see a fork in the road. There is now three different directions that you can choose to go. What do you do?
Let me see. I have an idea. Pull up Lopi character sheet. Um, 1 second. Not sure if I can even do this, but yeah. Oops. Uh, that's a good question, Ryan. Fork in the road. So there's two, no, three. I'm sorry. There's three paths, right?
Correct.
Which path does Damon see as the brightest out of the three?
Hmm.
Does any path
Well,
have more light being emitted or any sunlight?
that would be the path that is going to the right.
Path. That's the brightest. So most likely, characters are talking amongst themselves that they're. Uh, Now, how do I go about seeing if Damon can? Can they hear anything coming from that path if they walk closer to it? Is there any sound coming?
Well, you'd have to roll an investigation check.
All right, so since Damon's kind of leading the. All right, I rolled a. Sorry, sheets. 11 plus 2, 13.
Hmm. You hear some distinct noises that are not animal related, but they do pique your interest.
Okay. We will. All right, the four will continue down that path then. We'll go. We'll choose that path to go through.
All right, to take the right.
But then
So,
Damon will stop them, and just to make sure, because this is such a sudden, uh, there's choices. Damon's gonna see if there's any traps with his dark vision or potential dangers.
okay. All
So,
right. Roll a perception check.
and that is my +5. Oh, sheets. 19 plus 5, 24. Wow.
Hmm.
I love the rogues.
Yeah. You do seem to notice a few traps,
Right.
like the simple, like a string attached from one side to the other. There is also a triggered crossbow,
Ooh, okay.
also a bunch of other traps, including a pit.
Jeez. Ah, of course. The path that goes possibly to the most light and noise have all the trap. Well, with all these traps, that's probably a good sign. That was that's the right direction. But I have to disarm them while also
Mhm.
avoiding
Yep, I
the pit.
believe. I think disarming traps is a stealth check or sleight of hand. Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Yep. And that is
Yep, use a sleight of hand.
that's my Damon. He has +7 modifier on that sucker. 9 plus 7, 16. So
Yep, you
which
so you managed to successfully disarm the traps.
one by one.
Hmm.
Okay.
Now, what do you do?
I'm gonna have each character pull out their weapons at this point because the traps is an obvious giveaway that we're close, and we'll
Mm,
cautiously tiptoe down the path off to the side.
mm, okay. So, as you are tiptoeing to the side,
Yep.
you continue down the path on its side. Suddenly, you come across a giant cloth with the very symbol that you saw from the parchment earlier,
Oh, okay. Huh. How big is the cloth?
like a banner,
Is it
like a like a banner
yeah,
flag.
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, is it's hung on to something? Like is it tied to the
Yes, like a hung on to a post.
Oh, it matches the okay, so Damon's gonna obviously react first to that. His eyebrows will go, "Oh, look at that." He'll look to
Hmm.
Garrus. They'll nod. So I'm assuming Damon will say, "This must be the Black Dawn's emblem, their crest."
Hmm.
So
Correct.
we are now. What is in front of us next to this pole, this flag?
As you begin to do you continue forward, or what do you do now?
Well, I'm noting the emblem here. Um, I'm just gonna have Damon, since he's been my leader so far in the forest. I'm gonna have him uh go on ahead to see if there's any vantage points or what's a exact sorry, to see what's ahead. If there's if there's an outpost or a
Hmm.
camp, anything.
Okay. So, Damon Damon goes forward, and as Damon sees the makings of a camp, like small fortress. There are 2 guard towers. There is a small perimeter fence. There are 6 tents, and there is 1 giant tent.
I'm gonna visualize this here. So, is there anybody around? Are there any? Is there anybody patrolling from the Black Dawn or Black? Yeah, Black Dawn.
Well, you would have to. Well, if Damon is, you would have to use a perception check.
Okay. Let me pull up my sheets. Damon will do a perception check with his plus 5. 17.
Yes, you see 2 guards
Right.
in each tower. So that's a total of 4. You have 6 guards or 6 people in the actual camp, but you cannot see into the large tent.
Okay. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna have uh Demon go back to regroup with the others and tell them, just update them on what he saw.
Okay. Now, so what is your plan?
That's what I'm thinking. Rather conventional fortress. Actually, done this. We've been through this before. I'm gonna have Garrus say that. Or no, he's gonna say I've been through this before. Now, 2 guards in each tower, 6 people in the camp in general, as far as you can see. Well, darn. Was it heavily guarded? Or I'm sorry, you said there was a fence around the perimeter?
A
Like a
perimeter fence,
perimeter
yes.
fence. Okay, I forgot to note that. A perimeter fence. Right. Right. Okay. Darn. Well, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna carefully and stealthily take the group, go back, not go back, but proceed on, follow Damon as the leader, and see if there is a uh, weak point or another side entrance into the fortress.
Hmm. Okay. And you are going to have to roll.
Okay.
You will have to roll a perception check.
Damon will do that again. Perception plus 5 is 22.
22.
Hacks. 22.
All right. You
Damon
do
rolls 20.
see small a small gap in the fence that is big enough for one person to go through at a time.
Interesting. Okay. Let's see. Well,
So,
I think I have an idea, a strategy for this. Because I didn't really go into much detail of the physical traits of each character, but Carson is the biggest guy. He's the half orc. So,
mm-hmm.
can Carson
Yep.
fit?
So you'll have to roll individual stealth checks.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, I was gonna proceed through the gap one by one. Garson will go first. Let's do this sheet switcheroo here. Stealth check for Garson is, oh, what does that mean? Oh, disadvantage. Okay. So Garson has a disadvantage of stealth because I'm assuming of his armor. But I'm rolling a +3 mod. 15.
Okay. Carson makes it through.
Okay, so Carson's good to go. And then next is Damon. That's a stealth check, you said?
Mm-hmm.
You're not right. Damon. Stealth check for Damon. Oh, wow. I almost cursed. 9. What a surprise.
Yep.
Damn it. Damn it.
Apparently, he fails. A sound is emitted,
Damn it.
and now we have a couple of guards coming to check the noise.
Okay, so I'm guessing maybe his coat got, or his cloak got caught on the fence or something and
Mm-hmm.
tugged something.
His cloak gets caught on the fence,
Yep.
and you
I
hear
should
a little rip.
should have took off the cloak. Okay. All right. So, shoot. Well, Damon's just going to tell them to keep going. He'll handle the guards if they approach.
Mm-hmm.
Should I keep going for Lopi and Carson?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they able
You can
to?
choose to do that.
Okay. Are they able to? Okay. So Damon, hold on. Damon failed. He has to stay out behind. We have Lopi now. Let's get ready for if there's any, hint battles. Uh, so +2 modifier for Lopi. 7. Damn it. 7.
7. Lopi fails.
Yep.
Now the guards are even more alerted. They're starting to signal to the guard towers to look in their direction.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna have can I do this and I'm gonna have uh Damon and Lopi go stealth or sneak. How do I do that? Hold on a second. Conditions. No, no, those are just for I'm gonna have him sneak Neil, stealth.
Mm-hmm.
That's up to you if that has an advantage or not. But for now,
What is Lopi?
for what? In respect to what?
What is he? He's either rogue or is he a
Oh,
wizard?
he's a wizard.
Okay, and Damon is the rogue.
Yes.
Okay,
I'm gonna have them
so then you're gonna have to roll stealth checks for both of them.
yep, exactly. Stealth for Damon is a less. Oh, okay. 16.
Damon succeeds. He goes and he sneaks,
Sneak. Okay, and then for
and
Mr. Wizard, for Lopi. Oh, +2. He has a 10.
a 10, and
How's
Lopi manages to go to sneak as well.
okay, so
So the guards have now showed up to the spot, and
I still have
they're
Carson.
now looking around.
I still have Carson to get to the gap though. He's the
Hmm.
he's the he's the ranger.
Well, I'd suggest. Well, I can't make a suggestion on what
I
you
know.
can do, but
I'm thinking.
mhm.
Oh, what are these Black Dawn members? Are they human?
They're just your average patrol guards,
Okay.
swordsmen.
Okay. All right. Um, Carson, what is Carson's the half orc. Well, hmm. I'd say he should go and help I'm sorry. Garrus is the one I rolled for first. Yeah, Garrus. I wrote down the wrong name. Carson has to roll. I'm gonna have him try to see if he can sneak in through the gap. All right.
Okay, so you want him to sneak through the gap where the guards already are looking.
Oh shoot.
I know DM shouldn't help, but I'm like, I kind of want to invest to see the story go further.
Yeah, I know, I know. Carson's my ranger. I'm gonna have Garson also. He'll have to sneak too. Or you know what?
Mhm.
No, 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 no. I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna have Carson find a vantage point, like a hill in the distance, and I have his bow equipped.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'll have.
Carson is your. All right. So just roll a quick stealth check
Yeah.
to see if you can get away.
1, 10.
10, Carson succeeds. He manages to evade the guard's sight to get to a vantage point.
All right. I'm trying to track each character now, so this is the point where they're all kind of separated. So I have Damon and Lopi now sneaking, and I'm guessing they're still outside the fence, but further away from the guards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna try.
Okay, so what's the plan?
How many guards are there that are at that?
There is two guards that are now present at the spot, and there is at least one guard in the guard tower keeping an eye on their position.
Poor Garrus is stuck inside right now. What is the plan at this point?
Hmm. Yes. Now,
Garrus,
what do you do? Do
yeah,
you
Bird is inside the camp.
hmm.
Um, well, he's a fighter, but so he's the only one of the four who went through the gap.
Hmm.
I'm thinking.
Wait, yeah, Garrus was the one that went through the gap.
Yeah, he's the fighter.
Okay, so he made it through.
Yeah, yeah, he rolled.
Oh, okay, I thought the other two made it through. Or
No, Lopi and Damon snuck away because they failed to get through.
okay,
Remember, I rolled for
yeah.
sneak and they snuck away before those two
Oh
guardsmen
yeah,
showed up.
and then the
Carson,
Carson.
he's posted at a vantage point with his bow.
Okay,
Well,
all right. This is your first challenge.
yeah, so Carson's inside. I keep saying Carson. Garrus is inside. What does Garrus see around him? Focus on him for a
Well,
second.
roll a perception check.
All right. Wow, even without the modifier, 14.
14.
Yeah, or
Okay,
there's no modifier for his perception, anyways. What's
yeah.
he see?
So Garrus sees a a blind spot in underneath the guard tower. He also sees a ladder that goes up the guard tower, and also notices that there is a loose patch of tent, like an opening. It's like the fabric is loose in the tent, so one can lift up the fabric and go under.
Can
So you got a couple options.
I'm gonna have Garrus lift it up, but just peek inside the tent.
Okay, roll a perception check.
Let's see. Oh, 13.
13. Okay. So Garrus actually sees a sleeping guard in the in his little sleeping bag. Also sees a small box of supplies and a sword. And that is all he can see.
Okay. Sleeping guard. Is there an entrance to that?
Well, the entrance to the front entrance to the tent is sealed.
I'm gonna have Garrus sneak in, crawl through
Mm-hmm.
the tent hole, and see if he can take out the guard that's sleeping.
Okay.
Just
And how do we do this?
let's see. He's sleeping, so there's an advantage. Let's see, what do I have here? Actions. You know what? I'm gonna see if I have my. I'm gonna unequip my shield and sword and equip my old dagger. And you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna his neck.
Okay.
So what does that require?
Well, let's see. I would say roll a stealth check.
All right. 9.
9.
Yep.
Okay. So the knife
So,
goes
got it.
into knife goes into the throat of the sleeping guard. The sleeping guard wakes up and tries to scream, but the blood curdling in his throat prevents him from making a noise.
Okay. Oh, my first kill of the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
First
So
kill.
Garrus
Okay.
took. All right. So took out a sleeping guard.
So now, what do you do?
I'm gonna search him.
What do the others do?
Oh, right. Well, there's 2 guards still outside that gap at that time chronologically, and
Mm-hmm.
there's the 1 guard in the tower. How far apart are those towers? If
About, I'd say 200 feet.
Wow. Well, if I were to do something, then it would be noticeable. Uh,
Well, it depends.
I'm gonna do a. I wonder how far. Okay, so here's the. This will be a. There'll be a dual action, or actually several things. So, okay, 4 characters. All right, I'm gonna have Damon and Lopi still sneaking.
Mm-hmm.
They're sneaky snakes, and I'm gonna have them try to assassinate the 2 guards near that gap. And Carson, Johnny Carson, he's gonna have to realize that. I'm gonna have him use his bow to strike the guard that's in the tower, the 1 guard.
Mm.
So
Okay.
they have to time this at
All
the same.
right.
They have to
So
time. Yeah.
this is going to take 3 successful rolls.
Yep. So
Okay. So let me just get my numbers ready.
okay.
Okay. All right.
I need to equip. Hold on. I'm gonna equip. Check what I have here. Yep. I have 2 daggers on my rogue, and then my wizard. He's not really a. What he can do.
Okay. So which roll are you going to do first?
That's what I'm thinking about right now. Quarterstaff or. Okay. I'll just use his quarterstaff. Okay, I'm gonna roll for. First, I'll do the ranger. I'm gonna do Carson for the long range.
Okay.
He's equipping. He has his longbow, which is okay. That will be. Okay, how do we go about this? This is gonna be. see if it's successful. So I have to do actions, and I have to roll for hit, right? For DC.
Yeah.
So, okay. Longbow, here we go. +4. Wow, 18 plus 22.
Ooh. Okay. It is.
That's a
It is a
guard.
critical hit.
It's a hit, yep.
The guard. It is a critical hit, and the guard is basically hit hard enough to where he falls off
Oh shit.
of the tower.
Kills guard and tower. Okay. So he's out.
All right.
Now,
So now you've got your
alright, so I don't have to roll for damage because he's dead.
yeah.
Okay, alright. Next is, well, it's up to you, Damon, I'm guessing. One of the two
Well,
sneaky.
one of the two.
Alright, let me see what he has. 2 daggers, so I'm gonna roll for both of them, right?
No. Well, yeah. You'll have to roll both of them, but roll one of them at a time.
Okay, the first one,
Is
wow.
Damon.
Yeah, first one's Damon. He rolled a 16 and a 14 for both daggers
Mm.
for the hit die. So
Okay.
he snuck
So
snuck up
since
behind.
this is a since he is sneaking, this is a stealth. So basically, this guard's basically dead. Now, how do you want to do it?
Oh, he sneaks up behind and just like the sleeping guard. He also no, I'm sorry, in the back, and then covers it with both daggers.
Okay, so stabs him in the back with both daggers.
Yep.
All right, so he stabs the guard with both daggers, and the guard is now dead. But now the other one, but the other guard now starts
Well, I have,
to hear something.
now
So
Lopi has to roll.
now, mm-hmm.
So with Lopi, hold on, I think I can do an one second. I'm doing a little check here. Opportunity attack. You can make an opportunity attack when a hostile creature that you can see moves out of your reach. No, that's not this. Okay. Do, 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 do. Dude, my wizard, I don't have any spells yet. Yeah, I don't have any first level spells
But
yet.
didn't you get the book?
I do have a book. Manage spells. That's one thing we overlooked was the spells.
Hmm.
I believe it's up to you. First level spells cantrips I can use.
Hmm.
So
Well, let's see. There's a first. We can either use a first level ice
yeah,
spell, a first level lightning spell,
yeah. I have.
or a first level fire spell.
So how many spells do you want him to learn? We're an audience. We're kind of going back to we overlooked the spell book. He has to. How many can I learn?
Well,
Um,
let's do.
it's up to you.
I mean,
There's
so
a
let's
whole
see.
there's
One
a whole
elemental
list.
attack spell.
There's a whole list here. Do you have that in front of you?
No, I do not have a list in front of me.
Uh,
I mean, I think you would have to pick the spells that you want to learn.
yeah, I'll go through here. So how many are you allowing? Three, two?
Let's do three.
All right.
Three level one spells, but only one of them can be an actual attack.
All right. I'll do magic missile for that, and then
Okay.
I also want to do shield,
Okay. Shield.
and then there's also the one that needs to be. I need a healer one. Which one's that? Hold on a second. Well, I forgot to do this in the beginning. I don't see any healing spells. That's all right. I might just do like a oh, detect magic. I'll do that one.
Okay.
All right, so those three. Whoops. I guess I can only learn. Huh. Oh, see, this is where I don't know the exact lore of this. It's only letting me learn one, so.
All right, then
But
click your
oh,
magic missile or whatever.
no, you know what? Magic missile, shield, and uh, detect magic.
Okay.
But spells. Isn't there
Which one are you using on the guard?
hold on? Is there another page where these spells are? See, magic. I'm not too familiar with. Inventory, component pouch. I thought you had the spells that were kept aside. Spellbook. Oh, I see. Okay, spells. That manage spells. That's spell book. All right, I found it. Okay, I was looking for the spell book. I found it. It's underneath manage spells, and right now I'm using. I can only use. Let's see. Prepare my magic spell, and you know what? I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm not gonna do a spell here because they're not. It's not worth it. I'm gonna use my quarterstaff and just hit him from behind, hit him on the head. So want to do a roll for that
Mm-hmm.
with a stealth advantage.
Yep.
All right, so quarterstaff. My hit die for that is 13 plus whatever advantage you see fit.
Okay.
So
Well, I mean, you managed to succeed in knocking out the other guard.
okay.
So, all right. So you've now taken down 4 guards, one each.
So he knocked him out. He wasn't killed.
He
Was
was
not
not killed. He was knocked out.
okay. Good. So no alarms went off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to have them. All right, I'm gonna try again for Damon Lopi. I'm gonna have Carson um, regroup with Damon Lopi. He's gonna run back down the hill.
Okay.
These guys have the trifecta, and I'm gonna have him try to go back to that gap again to just get with
Mm-hmm.
to figure out where Garrus is. What happened to him? Because they don't know. So do I have to
All right. So yeah,
roll
you'll have to roll stealth checks
stealth
for 3
checks?
people.
Yep. Okay, so Damon. Crazy how he failed the first one. Okay, good. 21.
All right. Damon makes it through.
All right, so Damon got through.
All right.
Uh,
And
yeah. Okay. And next is Lopi.
Lopi.
Lopi, let's see. Come on, buddy. Don't let me down. Stealth check. Come on, buddy. 7.
7.
Yeah.
Lopi does not make it through.
Barrel.
In fact, creates another noise. And now the other guard that was on the guard tower now suddenly notices his partner is missing and decides to examine the over in that area.
All right. Is he in range for an attack?
He's getting there if he gets to that spot, to the spot where he can look over.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have Carson stop moving, and the minute the guard gets in range, I'm gonna use my arrow on him.
Okay,
So
you're gonna need to roll.
for action, my hit. Okay. Carson
roll.
Yep, he rolled a 14 with the arrow,
Okay.
longbow.
He manages to shoot, and the arrow actually catches him in the head,
Ooh,
to which the
nice.
guard then falls over and lands right next to his fallen compatriot.
Okay. All right. And then now, well, at this point, let me see their specs here. I gotta check something. I think if we keep sneaking, we'll keep causing trouble. I'm gonna have so Damon's already inside. I'm gonna try to have
Along
him.
with Garrus.
Yeah, Garrus is in that sleeper tent. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
have and uh, Damon doesn't know that. I'm gonna have Damon look around and try to whisper for Garrus's name to see if he can find where he is or see
Okay.
any
Uh,
interest points.
roll a stealth check.
All right. Let's see. Let me get to that's Damon. Stealth check. If 20.
Ooh, you got a perfect 20.
Oh, 15 plus 5.
Oh, okay.
So just a yeah.
So yeah, he whispers, and Garrus hears him and actually manages to regroup
Okay.
with Damon.
All right. Let me write down where they are in case for next time. Let's see. So uh right now, so we have all right. So Garrus plus Damon are near that gap inside the fortress.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have basically two parties. We have Lopi and Carson are outside, right?
Mm.
So Carson are outside. Donnie Carson
Okay.
outside
So
for it.
what's your plan now?
My plan now is to conclude this chapter. So I think this is a good point.
Conclude this chapter.
I think this is a good point to just hit pause for today because I
All
am
right.
getting tired. But yeah, that I have all these notes here for next time when we do hop back in to the world of the Bastard Company. What's the world of your? I'm sorry, what the name of the world again? So I can tell the audience.
I didn't. Oh, I didn't come up with a name for the world. I just came
Oh,
up with a name for the cities.
oh, the kingdom, Averendale, right?
Yeah, or Aval, or yeah,
Averon,
or
Averendale,
Av, Avondale,
Averendale. It was Averendale.
Avrendell,
Yeah,
Avrendell,
Averendale. Okay, okay.
Avrendell.
All right.
Okay.
So okay, I'm gonna close the book to that. Um, thank you for anybody who watched this entire episode of the Bastard Company,
Mm-hmm.
where the group has infiltrated through some missteps the Black Dawn camp. And
Or
did you
a Black Dawn camp.
a Black Dawn camp? Did you want to do the
Mm-hmm.
closing or
Well, I
summarize?
mean, we will find out
Yep.
next time if our heroes will manage to clear out this camp and what other perils may hold in for our heroes in the future.
All right. Perfect. Okay, everybody. Thank you for watching. This is the 8:30 crew signing off at 10:50. So
All right.
thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time, and
Yep.
hopefully
See you next time.
later this week or the following week. Take care.